The fake dog.
Don't call him Zinger. He prefers KP. There's only one nickname that you're gonna hear from me. The Butcher. They call him Porzingis, 'cause he puts it in. They call him Porzingis, 'cause he puts it in around the rim. Kristaps Porzingis, future Knicks All-Star tonight. 17 points, 10 rebounds.
Full blocks.
Full blocks. How about this guy?
Won a quota.
20 games in, not even 19 games in, and he's everything you could have wished. Wax poetic on Kristaps, Chris Watts, Bloxingis the Knicker Blocker.
20 games in is great because you're a quarter way through the season, and it's like the you can tell a lot about the roster.
You're half a game away from a quarter of the season, Scott.
Right, you know what? Close enough here. But the one thing I loved about today's game was Zingas. End of the second quarter.
We played tonight, Scotty.
He's on the floor. That means he had no foul trouble.
Yeah.
The man's on the floor.
Yeah.
The double-double, I love it. With Okafor's troubles and maybe Towns' record, we might be looking at our Rookie of the Year here.
You know, I don't care if he gets it. He's my Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
What do you think, JC?
absolutely.
He's a cool character, man.
Ain't he?
He's smooth. He doesn't seem... Listen, he just glides in, does what he's got to do.
I heard he's got a big brother that will take him behind the fucking woodshed if he gets too big for his britches.
Well, one of the things I love about how
Take him to the woods.
family-oriented and grounded this kid is. He says everything right. Why? Look at where he's coming from.
I'm going to give Big Phil, the Zen Master, a lot of fucking credit. Up and down on this roster.
Interviews, man.
Interviews, man. I don't know. These guys aren't coached
Character.
either. They are thoughtful.
You're saying there's no garden Nazis standing next to them where they're
thoughtful players who get it. You know, the J.R. Smith
professional basketball player.
Special needs team we had last year, lack of intelligence, lack of drive. I think Lance Thomas and Amundsen won themselves contracts, the same with Galloway, and those are the only holdovers you see. Mm-hmm. The guys they took in wanted to be Knicks, and I've heard this from you before, BSide. That's all we want. And more than that, they get it. And you know what? Carmelo's an interesting guy. You know, you put him in the wrong crowd, and he gonna be a douche. You put him in the right crowd, Olympic team, you know, Tyson Chandler is standing next to him, this team, and he will do the right thing. His radar is good. His compass is good. You just can't leave him to do it on his own.
He's had a shitty team.
I don't know that he's always done the right thing. Even on some of those better Denver teams, he was younger.
True, but on the Knicks, he's had a shitty team. There's always been a shitty team.
Let's talk about his
performance.
Let's talk about his performance tonight. And I realized he was coming off and did not play. 12 points, 6 rebounds. I think, you know, when you consider the minutes he played,
he was still
26.
He was still recovering.
You know,
if you saw him talking to players on the bench, he was covering his face so he didn't get anybody sick. He was still recovering.
You think that's what's
going on?
on?
If he scores 12 points and makes 6 rebounds a game and we win, I don't care.
And I don't think he does either, and that is refreshing.
That's it.
He's smiling out there. He's talking to Zingas, covering his face on the bench. They're communicating, and he seems to be genuinely happy.
I mean, don't you feel like he looks at Kobe Bryant right now and goes, thank fucking God.
I think when he was covering his face,
God,
he was just telling dirty jokes, really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope they weren't Honey Nut Cheerios.
Grimace has impressed me, and frankly, I'd give Carmelo Anthony the MVP of this team in the first quarter of the season. I mean, when you think about it...
I should get the MVP for being the guy who did not want to trade him amongst you two gentlemen who
I would still dump Carmelo Anthony for a salary dump if I could get a 1-year contract back.
And you would be
I'm
wrong.
sorry.
I gotta agree.
He has done everything right, but I cannot believe he'll still be able to do that 2-3 years from now.
I can, because nothing he does is above the rim or that dramatically athletic.
Yeah, but he gets to the basket in his prime. And if you watch it, his lift's not there. He's not finishing on these layups.
Did he ever really have that much lift, though? That's a great point, John.
To get to the basket, yes, he did.
John evokes the names of Zach Randolph and guys like that when he talks about. Hold on. When he talks about Carmelo Anthony,
or even Larry Johnson in the post.
You know, he doesn't jump over.
Larry Johnson, we love you.
Carmelo can't jump over a phone book, or at least doesn't look like he can. But you know, he's really doing with fakes with old school.
And not to mention that he's not super athletic on defense, but he is a bull down there. You can't push him around.
I have no problem. I think when you see Melo against a quicker three,
he can do that for the next bunch of years. And he is. Listen, he's a friend of Kobe Bryant's. He likes the idea of being a Knick. He doesn't want to leave here. He wants to be here for the long haul. And if that means playing Paul Pierce, and putting up shots, playing defense in the playoffs, that's what he'll do. But this is a guy that's, he's got a lot of ages on him now, a lot of miles, and he comes out.
That's one of the reasons
and he plays every night, man, with abandonment. He's always out there trying. Always. Finally, he's got some dudes around him.
Yeah,
well, and that's what we were hoping for.
That's fine, but I mean, I see a lot of players out there without dudes around them who bring it every night. So Carmelo will never make that.
Yeah, like Stephon Marbury. Yeah, he did a lot without dudes around him.
No. I'm talking about Anthony Davis. I'm talking about, I'm just saying, when you want to include...
Now you're pipe dreaming.
When you want to include Carmelo Anthony in the Mount Rushmore of current players.
I don't know that I did that.
I don't think he makes it.
I'm just saying that for our... I don't think I did that.
I don't think you did that,
but for our team...
Let's not get carried away. He's impressed me.
He is a piece on a team that can carry you forward and be really important. I'm not saying... Never, ever did I say that he's an all...
I think he's played the best defense I've seen him play his whole career. And I'm so impressed by that.
I think it's more important to keep a guy like him now.
But I'd still dump his contract in a heartbeat.
Than a guy when he were younger. With the cap rising so much and the space that we have, why?
Back to the lift.
John, you bring up a great point. That $20 million contract
never had lift.
Will not mean what it means
he's not
now.
finishing around the rim. That knee still.
He never has.
But everybody knows.
What?
Listen,
crazy.
No, he doesn't.
He finishes.
Post up jump.
Yeah. I mean,
he grabs his own rebounds and he finishes.
I agree.
With tippets,
but ups is not Carmelo's game.
I'm not talking about dunks.
Yeah, because he doesn't get
putting the ball around the rim.
Yeah,
he grabs the rebound and he puts it back.
Athleticism is not his game.
He always does it,
and that will help his longevity. And you've swayed me on that, John.
I'm not talking about dunks. Never did I.
But what are we talking about here?
He has never played with
his ability to exist without athleticism. I mean, I'm yay or nay on Carmelo based on the contract. John, you bring up a great point. The salary cap.
You just end the podcast right there.
The salary cap.
I brought up a great point.
We might as well continue it because it might be the last time you hear it. So enjoy it. The salary cap's going up. These $20 million contracts aren't going to be as obnoxious. I agree with you.
Why? What's a max contract out of the salary cap?
Well, it's not so much what a max contract will be. It'll be how much space you have, and if you have $70 million, you can spend. If you want to spend $50 on one player, you can. You remember, the salary cap is going up. I think the max contract. They're supposed to take
max
the
contract is a percentage of the cap, right?
Yeah.
So it goes up too.
Yeah.
Next year it's gonna be almost $12 million more than it was.
So you're talking about a $30 million max contract,
exactly?
Right.
So all of a sudden, he's a second tier free agent.
Yeah. But that's just next year. The year after that, it goes up even higher. It's a 4 year.
And I'm going to give you a lot of credit, JC.
We got money this.
I'm going to give you a lot of credit.
Goes up for 4 years.
I'm going to give you a lot of credit, JC. With his type of game, the herky jerky, fakey moves that he has, and his ability to shoot the outside shot as well.
He can pass. He can play
this is a type of game. This is a type of game someone can maintain into their older years.
Right.
And his contract won't mean as much when the cap goes up.
He's big enough down low that he can post guys up.
If he's going to play this kind of, if he's going to play this kind of team ball,
he doesn't have to.
Yes, he does.
No, he can post up guys and
he's
score
posting and not finishing.
Zach Randall.
Like he used to.
Well, listen, I'm not going to talk about Carmelo coming off his past 2 really tough games, but
I'm
I will
talking
say
about him coming off his knee surgery.
Well, coming off his knee surgery in the first 5 games, we saw a lot of Carmelo when he didn't have the lift, taking it to the basket and getting to the foul line.
To me,
if that's going to be the way he gets his points, that's fine too.
To me, that's actually a plus because here's a guy that's coming off knee surgery and he's found other ways to score, a la Larry Johnson. When his career changed, he adapts.
I think Carmelo's always had
to be effective. He's always had that, which makes it even easier for him to do that.
I think limited minutes at the 4 aren't terrible. I really like the way Fish has looked at all the forwards on this team and really played them interchangeably. You've seen some of the guys who I look at as threes, Carmelo Anthony, Derek Williams, in there at the 4. And just as much, he hasn't been afraid to play, Seraphin, O'Quinn, and Williams, or Brooke, O'Quinn, and Williams with all bigs. I think, this is something we were excited. I'm sorry, I keep calling Robin Brooke, and I hate the fucking Nets, and you guys should really hate me for saying it. Brooke Lopez, go fuck yourself. I'm a Robin guy.
Get your
Robin.
rebounds up, you pussy.
Robin doesn't rebound that well per minute either. I think what both of them are good at.
There long
but
enough.
the reason why
Robin takes up the space,
But
though.
what Robin does, which is so important for a team, is that he boxes out so that other guys can get the rebound. If everybody goes for the rebound, we saw it in the past. Amari Stoudemire never boxed out. He would always go for the rebound, right?
Who?
Amari never went for a rebound.
Who?
And listen, LaMarcus Aldridge was the same way.
Who?
He's the guy who goes for rebounds.
Let's talk about Knicks. Let's talk about all our Knicks now. We've seen more balance. We've seen more balance than we've seen probably since
How do you get
first
Amari
win.
to rebound? Tell him to jump.
That was Eddie Curry, though.
I know, but I had to bring it up. Scott Skiles on Eddie Curry.
Amari's contract started to look like Eddie Curry's at last year.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at the Knicks with the best balance they've had.
Second year.
With the best balance they've had since opening game against Milwaukee. You're looking at Porzingis 17, Calderon 11, Anthony 12, Aflalo 13, Lopez 6, Lance Thomas 10, Grant 12 points,
Grant's been
D. Williams 8, Seraphin 8. Besides the scary lack of contributions from Galloway, 2 points again tonight, I thought I saw more balance than we've seen since the Milwaukee game.
That's my trade deadline guy. I mean, I think if they're going to make any moves, it's Galloway. I mean, I like him. I want him to be. Listen, I'm the guy who rooted for Raymond Felton. I wanted him to be awesome, and he just let me down.
Yeah.
And Galloway right now, he's kind of letting us down a little bit. The thing about it is there's lots of guards out there who can do that.
Galloway's got to snap out of the shooting slump, and everything will be okay.
Is this defense good enough to maintain with I don't know how to say maintain, but to overlook his bad offense right now? Justify. Thank you.
I got to pay closer attention now. He's guarding. I mean, I remember him.
Listen, his defense hasn't stepped down at all. I think he's worthy to be on the team at his price.
And those long
if he's just going to come in and play defense against a guard every night, and he will do that every night no matter what.
But at his price, but wouldn't you like to have a guy that's worth a little more?
Yes, but that's not the guy I want to give up for him. That's not the guy I want to give up for him. I mean, we've talked about it. We've gone over the free agent rosters. We've gone over the D-League rosters. Is there a guard out there available? I mean, let me ask you a question I posed to Scotty B.
I hear Jose Calderon's up on the table.
Well, let me ask you. No one wants Jose. But if Derek Williams proves to be instant offense, and Lance Thomas is still playing so well, do you trade Derek Williams for Jamal Crawford?
No, I don't.
You are hell-bent on Jamal.
I know. I don't.
You just won't give it up.
It's just the best example I can give you of trading one of these young guys, and I love our young deep team. I'm not saying to do this. I'm just saying, we've got a young deep team for a change instead of chasing every vet who maybe had a good day once. And I'm saying, where's the tipping point? I mean, we need a guard. We need a guard that can score. I'm not bringing anybody in who doesn't play defense.
There's some young guys.
Give Williams up for.
I'd take Austin Rivers before I'd take Jamal Crawford.
Well, like you said, Doc ain't giving up this kid.
I'd take Doc before I'd take Derek Fisher.
Hey, give Fish a chance.
I gave Fish a chance all last year, and he's really shown me something this year. I'm saying I wrote off last season. He showed me something this season, and I got to believe he had a lot of input on this roster because I see a lot of Derek Fisher favorites playing in these games. It's hard to tell against a team like Philly, who we're going to dominate pretty much.
Well, we should have.
19 out of 20 times we play them, we should be beating up a team like that, which feels good to say because we were at the bottom of the league last year.
We're still not.
You can't really tell against Philly, but I often feel, and I said this at the beginning of the cast, when you play a really bad team, you get to do some things, and you kind of get to have an ideal existence, and you kind of get to have your rotations the way you want them, and you kind of get to see some things. One thing I saw tonight that I found very interesting was Grant making his jump shots. I mean,
Grant seems to be back in the swing of things.
Do you think Jose Calderon offers any value coming off the bench, though? Is there any spark there? Or are we pretty much doomed to keeping him as a starter unless a big deal's made?
I think it's good he's starting at this point because
that's really how you suck the most value out of him, like an old car, right?
It's not just that. It's our second unit's quick with Grant at the reins.
Do you think having Seraphin and all these backup center minutes has slowed down that second unit? He seems quick down the court.
I think the only thing that slowed down the second unit was Grant not being on the floor. Williams runs. I know Serafin's a little slower, but everybody else seems to be moving.
I agree with Scotty this, except for one thing. I think that Galloway's having trouble penetrating. I mean, he's just not getting to the rim.
They don't play off. They play off him now that they don't respect his jump shot. Him making a couple jump shots.
And he was hitting them.
Him making a couple jump shots the past couple games. You saw it open right up. He got to the rim tonight. I don't think he can palm the ball. You guys notice that?
He's got Larkin hands?
I think he's got little Larkin hands. I think he's got little baby Larkin hands.
What did Larkin have lately? He had some good numbers.
He had 8 assists last night.
Did he?
Fuck that guy too.
We're with you, Phil.
Listen, I've noticed though, he reminds me of the Rain Man when he goes to the rim. Everything's cupped to the forearm.
But Shane Larkins is the only guy in the NBA that has a bigger house and more money than LeBron James. That dude is so rich. His dad was rich.
Yeah. His dad was a hell of a player.
His house is bigger than LeBron James' house.
1990 Cincinnati Reds won the World Series against an A's team that everybody thought would be dominant. His dad was a hell of a player. He was really one of the first shortstops you saw with that kind of power. I mean, Cal did it for so long.
What are we doing here?
I'm just talking about money.
Listen, you guys are part of my Knicks Talk trio. But Beer and a Shot with the Butcher is a sports talk program. And if you can't cross over a little bit on Dude's Night Out, you ain't going to have any fun.
We just crossed over far enough. Let's get back.
Let's get back to it.
Shane Larkin has a big-ass house. At least
Shane Larkin can suck a bag of butcher
Fisher,
dicks.
what's Larkin's wife?
Shane Larkin's wife must have been a dog if Fisher let him go. Sweet Lou's got a supermodel at home.
That's why Fisher...
Sweet Lou from Munson.
That's why Fisher didn't re-sign him here.
I'll tell you, man. And the Zen Master don't mind that either because he's an old man, and I'll tell you what.
Fish, by the way...
Katie Buss ain't so bad looking.
I don't think you can call Lou and Munson Sweet
Fish,
Lou.
by the way, I'm all about you doing what you do, just I'm not inviting you to any of my barbecues.
Listen, if Matt Barnes could play the two, I'd have him on the team backing up Aflalo. That dude's got some fire, and that's what we need.
Well, we never should have traded Barnes to begin with.
I'll tell you what, guys, it's been a real pleasure tonight because you guys bring the fire every time. We got another game Friday. We're 9-10 now. I'm smelling 500, and I think my prediction of 42 wins is looking real sweet. What do you think?
I think mine's right on track, actually. I had us at 38.
I'd like to improve. We're at that pace right now. I'd like to improve on that pace.
Did I say 38 or 40? What did I finally pick?
You were over 30, dude. I'm pretty sure.
I know I predicted a winning season.
35, and you
were lower than that.
I was at 34.
I think you were 28.
No, I was over 30. No,
well, we can check out the podcast.
John, you were in the teens. I know that. You were very wrong. That's all I know.
I said it was 34, 35.
I said you were wrong. You were wrong, damn it.
I said a hair under 500.
You guys are both over 40.
No, well,
I was the only one who predicted them having a winning record at 42.
I was a hair under 500.
And we are on pace for
I think I was 40.
Scotty
I think I was 40.
Yeah,
did.
That's it. I'm the only guy who was in the 30s, and I still think 38 is probably a good call.
What'd you like? What'd you hate tonight, John Christie? What'd you love? Give me some love.
I loved the stats. I'm going stats for Jahlil Okafor and Joel Embiid. They had the best stats of the night, which was 0 minutes, 0 points, 0 rebounds,
ding,
0
ding, 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 ding. I'm calling it now. Stat of the night. A lot of people doubted this draft. A lot of people said the Sixers have a newfangled way of looking things. I think they're looking pretty stupid. What'd you hate tonight, Scotty B? Bring the hate.
Okay, well, I know you guys are going to say what's obvious, that we're a young team, and we're growing, and we're supposed to be having all these turnovers. I hate the high turnovers. We need to knock that out a little bit. We need to scale back on the turnovers.
I agree.
I know we're growing.
Nope, I agree with you. I think we looked average against a shitty Philadelphia team. Reason being, we didn't keep our turnovers low. We've been in the bottom quarter of the league with that this year, and when we don't keep it up with our lack of outside shooting, it is a problem. I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you, JC. Thank you, BSide. Another dominant Knicks podcast.
After a win.
Come sign up for the Butcher Baker channel. Look for butchered phone calls. Call-ins, ESPN Radio, anywhere else you listen to sports. And if you don't know, come check us out. We'll teach you about the Knicks and everything else. That's Beer and a Shot with the Butcher, and we out.